One day I'm driving and they call me and the loan officer saying, do you have a few minutes? And I'm like, oh Lord, this is not. And he's like, they've decided to pass. I'm like, what? It's 3 weeks. Like, what do you mean it passed? So they said, we can't do it. I said, not even with the 10%. They're like, we're just moving on. Like, we can't do it. And I'm just like, our lawyers are talking every day. Like our lawyers, I'm paying their lawyers, I'm paying my lawyers to get to closing. And then they're like, we're not going to do it.
So then what happened?
So I literally sat in the car and cried for about 15 minutes, wiped off my tears. I go in the house. I tell my husband, I need you to watch Noah tonight. Morgan Stanley, I broke out and crying again. Morgan Stanley said they're not. He's like, what? What's going on? I was like, just take. And I went up to my room. It was the World Series was going on. I remember this. And I called this lawyer that I had used on the LP deal. And I told him the story. And he's like, okay, and he starts calling people. We're on three-way and he's calling lenders. He called one lender in Chicago who's watching the World Series. It was Chicago, the Cubs were in the World Series. And so I ended up getting 2 term sheets from 2 lenders. And I chose one, which I had already known these lenders because I met them at the conference. I didn't know them, but I knew them. And now they're actually partners with She Has a Deal. But they were like, we think we can get it done. We probably need an extra week or 2. And they said, send us all your stuff, get your appraisal signed over, everything. I signed everything. I had to pay money with the appraiser and everybody to get them signed over to them as the new lender. It was Stonehill Capital. And they're like, we're sending somebody out. And then I literally was like, should I get a proxy? Because I wasn't sure, like, are they gonna look at me? We go through this, women, people of color, like, are they really going to do this loan after me being turned down by Morgan Stanley? I literally thought about sending a proxy. And because they're like, we're flying in, we'll be there like today.
Tracy, you've never told me that before.
I never told you that. I thought about it, but I did not use a proxy because I said to myself,
they don't want me for me.
Exactly.
My French.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. I prayed on it and I said, listen, if it's not meant to be, and if they can't accept me and know the value that I bring to this transaction, that the work that I put into this and how hard I worked, I don't want to do business with them. Right. And I've heard other people do this and be successful, be turned down and be successful. But I was like, I'm just not. And they came and they did it in 2 weeks. They closed the deal in 2 weeks. So I'm forever grateful to them. And I've told them, I said, you don't know what you did for me personally. And then you don't know what you've done for the industry. Because as a result of me having the slip ups and feeling like I had no real support or mentorship, and that it was really hard for women, and the information out there was just not in the way I needed it to be successful, I started She Has a Deal. She Has a Deal was all about making sure other women didn't have to go through what I went through, and that they could be exposed and inspired, and they could be educated in a way, a mentorship way,